League One prediction, the 2026-27 season. Let's start off at the bottom of the table. Got 24th one for newly promoted side Bromley. Nicknamed the Ravens. They've got Andy Woodward as their manager. And their squad's it's looking alright for League One, but for the Ravens, it's going to be a very struggling season for the Greater London side. They got one of the smallest stadiums in that league. I feel it's going to be very hard for them to get tickets for Bromley fans. For me, I'm going with Bromley in 24th. Sorry, Bromley fans, it's my own opinion. If I'm being quite mean, comment down below if I'm being quite mean to your team at the bottom of the league. 23rd, they've gone for new promoted side Cambridge United. Cambridge finished third last season. They got Neil Harris as their manager. They went back up after relegation. I think for me, Cambridge will really struggle, with the bigger teams going down. League One's such a difficult league to call it. You got your Sheffield Wednesdays, your Oxford Uniteds, your Leicesters, your Stockports, your Plymouth, your Lutons, and it's some good teams in that league. I feel the two of your promoted sides will do better than you. Sorry, Cambridge United fans. 22nd, I'm going for Peterborough United. Peterborough stayed up last year. I feel this year it's going to be a very tricky season for the Posh. For me, I've got Peterborough in 22nd. 23rd, I've gone for Burton Albion. Burton Albion always stay up every season. And they've got Gary Bowyer as their manager, which has got experience at the level. He got them to the Greatest Escape last season. Kept them up again. 20th, I've gone for ASC Wimbledon. The Wombles. The Dons, sorry. For me, I've gone with ASC Wimbledon to just stay up. Last season, they just stayed up last year. I feel they're going to do the same this year. And going to be a well-established League One team. I think they're going to be well-established in 20th for the Dons. 19th, I'm going for Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient, I've got Richie Wellens as their manager. Which is a very good shout, for the Leyton Orient. They struggled last year in 20th. They stayed on the last game of the season. For me, I got on the 19th. 18th, I'm going for Wigan Athletic. They've got Gary Caldwell as their manager. He signed Max Power from Bradford City, which is a very good signing for the Latics. For me, I've gone Wigan in 18th. 17th, I've gone for Barnsley. They've got a new manager called... can't remember his name, it's a foreign name. Barnsley struggled last year. I feel they're going to drop off a lot this year. I feel that the league is getting more stronger, more competitive, more physical. For me, I've gone Barnsley in 17th. 16th, I'm going for Blackpool. The Seasiders. Ian Everett did a very good job last season to keep Blackpool in League One. They struggled at the start of the season. They had Steve Bruce as their manager, which they did very, very poor last season. I got them 16th. 15th, we'll go for newly promoted side Notts County. They got Martin Patterson as their manager. He signed some good players. He signed Cameron Roberts from Scunthorpe United. They signed James Gibbons from Cambridge United, which is a very, very good signing to Notts County in the Nottinghamshire side. I've got them in 15th. 14th, we're on for newly promoted Milton Keynes Dons. For me, Milton Keynes Dons have got a lot of money. Got Paul Warne as their manager. Knows how to get teams out of this level. NK Dons have kept majority to their calibre of their squad. For me, I got AK Dons in 14th. 13th, we're on for Doncaster Rovers. Doncaster Rovers. Grant McCann did a fantastic job last season keeping in the league. The South Yorkshire side did very well last year in their hunt for survival. They started all right, and then they went on a really poor one towards Christmas. They were in the bottom four, and they brought good signings in. That's why they've done the greatest escape to stay in the league. 12 gone for Wycombe Wanderers. The Chairboys did very well last year under Michael Duff. A fantastic manager for League One. For me, Wycombe Wanderers have finished 12th. 11th gone for Reading. Reading did well last year. They got Liam Richardson as their manager. They finished 12th last year. I think this year they're going to finish one place higher for the Royals. 10th, Huddersfield. Huddersfield have got Martin Drury. Drury is their manager. They had Liam Manning last season, and he went on to compassionate leave because Huddersfield for the Terriers will finish 10th. 9th, Luton. The Hatters did very well last year. They've got Jack Wilshere as their manager. For me, the Hatters will finish 9th. 8th, Mansfield Town. Mansfield Town did very well last year in the second season. They've got Nigel Clough as their manager. He's done a fantastic job for the Stags. They've signed quite a few players. For me, Mansfield will finish 8th. 7th, who will just miss out on playoffs, will be Stevenage. They've got Alex Webble as their manager, which they've done well last year. They got into the playoffs on the last game of the season. For me, Stevenage will just miss out on playoffs. 6th, I'm going for Plymouth Argyle. Plymouth Argyle got Tom Cleverley as their manager. Did well this season. They finished 8th in the league. Just missed out on playoffs for the Green Army. Did really well last year. 5th, I'm going for Stockport County. Stockport County have gone from step by step. They got Dave Challoner left by mutual consent. They got Jimmy McNulty as his placement. For the Hatters, I think Stockport will finish 5th this season. 4th, have gone for newly relegated side Leicester City. Leicester City, they struggled last year. They had a point reduction. For me, I think for the Foxes, I don't think they're going to do very, very well. I got them in 4th. 3rd, I've gone for Bradford City. Bradford City were one of the promoted teams last season, came up. The season before, they did very, very well. They got Graham Alexander as their manager. He's a fantastic manager for that level. I think for the Bantams, I think Bradford are going to do very, very well next season. 2nd, a new relegated side, Oxford United. Oxford, according to Hughes, they've got Matt Bloomfield as their manager, which is a great manager for that level. I think for Oxford, I think they'll be 2nd. First, I've gone for the new relegated side, Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday had lots of off-field issues last season. They had point reductions. And they've gone down and finished bottom of the league. They had something like 0 points last season. They only won 2 games all season. For me, I've gone for Sheffield Wednesday in first. Nick and Nails. Please like, share, subscribe, notifications, and I'll see you for tomorrow's video for the World Cup at 7 PM. Bye bye.